Jenny, the PR woman, said to me yesterday. She said, just, you know, do some good topics and that, so you don't have to worry there.
What they phoned up to say, hello, it's Telegraph here, we'll be listening tomorrow.
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they doing a review of it or something?
I don't know. Why would they do that? There's no reason to.
I'm a bit, why didn't you mention this earlier?
So Telegraph have said, why would they call up to say we'll be listening? It's a free country.
Because they said they'll be listening, but also, can you make sure you record it? Because if we can't listen to it because of the pirate stations that are on at the weekend, because it affects our signal and stuff. Whoever's listening must listen and know there's a problem with pirates, and they said, can you...
Well, they're probably just doing a feature about radio shows or something then.
They're gonna tear us to shreds.
They're gonna...
I mean, listen to... Sorry, seriously, the drivel we've talked today. I mean, what are they gonna make of it? That's a broadsheet newspaper.
I think I know what Monday's headline's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, they're gonna forget about the power cuts. It's not gonna be about, you know, the inquiry or terrorism or anything. It's gonna be, no more to Knob News.
Yeah.
It's gonna... They're gonna love that.
I mean, seriously, I have a little bit of self-respect. And if I'd known something a quality newspaper was going to be listening, I wouldn't have turned up today. Because I mean, I'm an award winner, you know, and I'm a respected television writer. And I've, you know, won awards, sort of classy.
Don't worry though,
and
don't worry.
What have we talked about? Knobs. We've had the worst quiz on radio.
Wow.
We've had you trying to explain relativity. You didn't even understand what that word meant.
I don't think you recognise the word. You read that article. You read that article 4 times, twice out loud, where you could hear Sex and the City music, right? And yet that word might have been like a Clemplestance. You hadn't heard it before, so I don't know. Do you look between the lines? Do you actually look at the words?
No, there's too many words though.
The Telegraph are gonna love that. Because there's loads of words. The Telegraph have got loads of words. I mean, there's covered with it, words.
Which way up do you hold the magazine when you read it?
No, but there is too many words.
I mean, pictures of people, are they upside down?
There's too many words. There is too many words in the world.
Do you know what this one means, right? This is one I learnt the other day. I think it's, Antidoian.
No, what does that mean?
Old.
Sorry, how do you spell it?
Dunno,
Of course you don't.
Antidoian.
No, I've never heard of that word.
It means old. But the annoying thing is, it takes longer to say, and it's the fact that if you.
But where do you hear that word and in what context? And
someone told me about it. I was talking to someone about long words and that because you mentioned something when we were out drinking, and I said to you, "Why did you say that then? What word does that mean?" And then you had to explain it, and I said, well, you didn't have to say that, you could have just said blah blah.
But can I say, Steve, I wasn't sort of trying to cut him out or being pretentious, it must have been just a normal word in my vocabulary that he didn't know.
Wait a minute, what, vocabulary pretentious? You've lost me.
you like, yeah. I'll tell you what.
You're scared by syllables.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I'll tell you what though, I was going to do a feature about this. It's funny you should say it. I was going to do a feature. My next feature I'd written down is how good the Telegraph is as a newspaper.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant.
I love it.
Because it's informative, it's impartial, it's research good. I think it's a lovely layout. The photography is brilliant.
Oh.
Do you know what? I like the bloody font. I love the bloody font!
And do you mind something else? I mean, you say it's sort of, you know, I mean, if there's any bias at all, I mean, there isn't because it's apolitical, but I bloody love the Tory party.
Wow, and let's not go into it, but I mean, I just like to tell you, I just like the journalism and the way
the size of the paper?
I like the way they're fair. They'd never like, you know, slag us off.
No, but also I think it's because they understand that, you know, we don't really care, and so we can't be blamed for anything they hear on the radio.
No.
It's not really our fault. It's
and anything we said that was like, you know, a bit nasty or stupid was probably sort of like some clever sort of ironic postmodern.
Satire.
Play record.
Yeah.
Brilliant Telegraph.
It's really fairly priced, don't you think?
I think it's too cheap.
I know.
The cult there, She Sells Sanctuary. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Carl Pilkington. Now if the Telegraph are listening, and they're you know, whoever it is, they're writing their article, and they're coming up with sort of words like cheap, smutty, lowbrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In our defence, could I just say that we're pandering to our listenership?
Yes.
You know, I mean, this station I mean, without exception, the people who work here, the executives, the DJs, are alcoholics, drug users, sex offenders.
Check the register.
You know, and we're trying to fit in with that for 2 hours a week. So we really have to sort of really bring it down.
Seriously dumbing down.
But if you want, we
should do our stuff.
We do our normals, like we talk about usually.
Tits.
Yeah.
Satire. Satire is what you mean, political satire. Social and political satire.
Yeah.
If you listen any other week, that's what you would have heard.
Well, me and Steve are sort of like quite, you know, political animals and you know, Proust.
Oh.
I love him.
Oh, I wish he'd resign as governor of France.
Have you read Martin Amos's new novel?
I love it.
It's so
brilliant.
Lovely.
Very long.
Politics
though. I mean, what do you make of politics, Rick?
Sorry, I was just planning on going to the English National Opera tonight to see brilliant
Tartuffe. Yeah.
Well, politics is brilliant. It's my favourite thing.
Say something satirical and comical about, say, John Prescott.
Oh, he's got. Stop eating pies, Prescott.
Oh, I wouldn't like to be him about now.
So that's the sort of
what
stuff.
do you make of George W. Bush? He's a bit stupid, isn't he?
Well, that's the dangerous thing. He's the most powerful man in the world, and I just think I hope he thinks about stuff he does first.
Oh, please. So that's sort of wise as well as comic.
I thought of something about Bush as well.
Go on.
But it's about his name and a woman's fanny.
Oh.
So I was going to bring those two together.
I think it's fine though. I think that's still quite highbrow because you've incorporated Bush.
Which meaning the president.
That means fanny as well.
So I think we're pleasing both.
We got both camps. Camp? That reminds me of something.
I know, yeah. So if you're listening, Telegraph.
Daily Telegraph, that is
brilliant.
The sort of thing we're
You're
capable
brilliant.
Of. That's the sort of thing we're able to do.
Too many words for Carl. But what about some adverts?
I'd love to.
Buy the Telegraph.
Excellent.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Stop. On XFM 104.9. Well, if the Telegraph are listening, they'll be loving the music.
Oh, that's great music.
They'll be loving Knob News. Coming up, Telegraph, just keep listening because Monkey News is coming up. And should we do the results of Rockbusters, the worst quiz? Best quiz. On radio.
Do that shortly, although, probably you're thinking, Rick, isn't it time that we do our usual roundup of what's been happening in the news?
Yeah.
Which we always do every week.
Yeah.
We always do something, which is, I mean, basically, if you're listening and you're a new listener, say you work at a newspaper, we always try to be informative, just try and put stuff out there that just educates people, informs people.
What are you thinking? Well, I said Monkey News is coming up, but what have you got?
No, I was just looking on the net there and just found a couple of quite important news stories, probably worth mentioning. Policeman caught photographing. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It's just the phrasing, I suppose. It's the headline. Policeman caught photographing up woman's skirt.
No, he wasn't up there taking a picture of Big Ben. He wasn't going, can I just sit up here? I'm just going to take a picture of that seagull over there.
No.
He was facing the camera up a woman's skirt.
He was indeed.
Right.
A policeman in Japan is facing disciplinary measures after he was caught photographing up a woman's skirt with a hidden camera while on duty. The 42-year-old sergeant, who's not been named, used a digital camera to secretly snap the shots when the woman was reporting a stolen bicycle.
So he was actually
doing his proper job. He'd obviously thought to himself, I'll bring him a digital camera today. On the off chance a beautiful woman comes in to report a crime or robbery, I'll have it ready, I'll have it positioned, in such a way. But this is interesting. This is how he got caught. Okay? The woman became suspicious after she saw a flash go off.
Brilliant.
I mean, this
not so secret at all.
Sorry, did I just see your shoe? Your shoe just seemed to just spring into life. There was light. There was light.
Yeah, I think I've had someone set fire to some magnesium that was on the end of it. It won't happen again.
Well, it's only you and I in here, and your shoe was just suddenly lit.
Why are you standing like that? Why is your shoe just sort of like between my feet?
There's no reason. This is how I always stand.
What did the bike look like? Flash? So, are you taking pictures of my funny?
No. And no, I'm not. And you should be wearing knickers anyway.
Well, how do you know that?
What?
How did you know I'm not?
How did I know what?
I'm not wearing any...
I didn't know you. I don't know what you've got up there.
Well...
I don't know what it looks like, and there's no way I could. Of course, it would be roughly that conversation in Japanese.
I know, yeah.
You know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No.
Right.
It's just, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road and I could see, it was the hairy...
There was the hairy Chinese
kid. Not hairy Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah.
Because
that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids are very rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
Yeah, he was running around in his underpants.
Sorry, you just swore ironically. I mean, I imagine if there's any newspapers listening, you did that. because he's sort of jokey and...
Yeah, go on, let's not swear.
And there was the old woman who didn't move, she was just sat there reading the book all the time.
Who we think possibly died and no one